you're still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the hope of the brave?
Welcome back to Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. First time that the Kansas City fans have had a chance to see the Chiefs here in the preseason schedule, as the Chiefs have started with games in Atlanta, last week in Tampa Bay, home this week against Philadelphia, home next week to take on the Green Bay Packers. The third member of our crew, Michael Coleman. Good evening, Mike.
Guys, how you doing? An injury update. Maurice Leggett, who was injured last week in the Tampa game where he suffered a neck injury, he will not play tonight, but he is going to be just fine. You know, a lot of the fans were wondering how he is doing. Coach says he'll be back later in the season. Meanwhile, as for the third preseason game, this is truly a dress rehearsal for the regular season. Chiefs GM Scott Pioli talked about what he's looking for in preseason game number 3.
Well, I think, first of all, they're all important. This one does have a little bit more importance because the potential starters are going to probably play a little bit more tonight in this game and get a little bit more. It's also a chance where teams have gotten rid of some of the first 2 game jitters, and you run a little bit more of your game plan stuff. So what we're looking for here is a little bit more consistency, you know, better tackling, better ball carrying, a lot of things, a lot of the little detail things to get better. And actually, we go into every game looking for a win, and that's one of the things we're looking for here tonight.
Idol of the NFL where you get voted off. Mike, Trent, back to you.
Thank you. The coin toss brought to you by Nebraska Furniture Mart. The Chiefs have won the toss, and they will receive to begin this game here at beautiful Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City on an absolutely fantastic night as Matt Castle and the Chiefs get set to try to pick up their first win in the exhibition schedule. Trent?
Well, you know, I'm an offensive guy, so anytime you win the toss, I want the football. A couple of weeks ago, they chose to defer and take the ball second, take it coming out in the second half. So I'm glad they decided to take the ball, get this offense rolling, come out and get this crowd fired up. I'm looking forward to see what this offense has in store tonight.
Andy Reid is the head coach in Philadelphia. The former University of Missouri assistant Andy Reid was on the staff of Bob Stull. So was his offensive coordinator Marty Mordenweg. 13th season, 118-75-1. Donning all black tonight is Andy Reid.
I knew you would find any opportunity you could to get your Missouri Tigers in there. As soon as Andy got up there, it's like you knew exactly where you're going with it.
I just think it's germane to the storyline as Todd Haley is in his second season with the Kansas City Chiefs. Javier Arenas back deep for Kansas City is David Akers, the veteran, set to begin this game. He approaches the football, and we are underway in Kansas City. Moving left, Arenas takes the ball at the 4, angles back towards the middle of the field. Tripped up as he comes across the 20-yard line, out to the 24, and that's where the Chiefs will take over. Patterson on the stop. Matt Castle, 20 of 27 through the first 2 exhibition games, 150 yards, and had a touchdown pass last week to Jeremy Horn.
Looked a lot better a week ago. I think getting some play action involved. The first week they didn't do a lot from an offensive standpoint, but I think last week they really got him involved in the game plan.
Rudy Neiswanger opens at center for Kansas City. 2 tight ends set to begin things. Jamal Charles is the lone setback as Bo comes in motion. Fumbling the football on the bad exchange was Charles. Football free. Philadelphia has it at the Chiefs 21. As there's a little pushing and shoveling and some scuffling afterwards, but as we take a look at it, the first handoff of the game, Trent Green.
Not the way you want to start off the game, let alone your first game in the renovated stadium. You can see Matt puts it right into his stomach. Jamal just doesn't grasp it. It looks like he had his hands in poor position to hold on to the ball. So unfortunately, they're asking their defense to step up big again.
Like last week's game in Tampa Bay, the Chiefs' first possession begins with a fumble by the running back. So the Chiefs' defense comes on with a chance to perhaps make a big play here early on. Kevin Cobb, the quarterback for Philadelphia. LaShawn McCoy in his second season is the Tailback offset to his left. Bubble screen, Macklin takes it. Or Jackson takes it at the 25, gets inside the 20 to about the 18. Starting lineups are brought to you by the Midwest Ford dealers. First for the Philadelphia Eagles. Peters, Harrimans, McGlynn, Andrews, and Justice up front. Selleck, Jackson, Macklin, McCoy, and Weaver. Jeremy Macklin in his second season. The third leading receiver in the NFL among rookies a year ago. 2nd and 6, running left is McCoy. Has the first down, breaks a tackle at the 10, into the 5. Touchdown, Philadelphia. An 18-yard jaunt by McCoy.
As you can see, Michael Vick comes in at the quarterback there. They switched him out after that first play. I don't know if that caused some confusion. Maybe the defense was checking him out, but you got to make that tackle. But that's on the offense after the fumble on that first play of the game. That's on the offense giving away that field position.
So Akers comes on for the point after. An 18-yard touchdown run for McCoy as Philadelphia puts points on the board after the turnover. The place is good. The kick is good. 57 seconds in. Todd Haley's Chiefs trail by the score of 7-0 here at Arrowhead. Here at Arrowhead Stadium, the fumble by Jamal Charles, and 2 plays later, Philadelphia gets an 18-yard run from LaShawn McCoy to break on top by the score of 7-0. Arenas back deep for Kansas City. David Akers to kick it off for Philadelphia. Arenas has been electrifying at times throughout the course of the first 2 preseason games. 54-yard kick return last week in Tampa Bay. This one is returnable. Arenas across the 20, comes across the 25 and out to the 28-yard line. So a return of 16, and the Chiefs and Matt Castle have the football for the 2nd time this evening as Foku makes the stop for Philadelphia.
Just like last week after Thomas Jones had his fumble, they kept him in the game and got him involved. They've done the same thing with Jamal Charles after his fumble on the first play. He's back in lined up behind Matt Castle again.
Takes the handoff, skips, now bounces it outside. Brought down at about the 31-yard line as we take a look at the Philadelphia Eagles starting defense. Graham, the rookie from Michigan, gets the start at the defensive end position along with Patterson, Bunkley, and Cole. Linebackers Sims, Jordan, and Bradley, who played at Nebraska. Samuel, Michael, Allen, and Hobbs, the former Iowa State product, starting in the secondary for the Eagles. Pickup of 3 at 2nd and 7 for Kansas City. Charles again the lone setback. Play action fake, looking left, has time, now being flushed in the pocket. Castle hit from behind, ball comes free. Kansas City covers it at the 32. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 6 for the Chiefs. Barry Richardson, who gets the start on the right side, recovered the fumble.
Good job by the Eagles with their protection down the field, not giving Matt anywhere to get rid of the ball. If that happens, you have to find a way to throw the ball away or get the ball out of your hand unless you think you can get away from that rush.
So on 3rd down, Moiaki lined up to the top of the screen. McCluster comes in motion. Castle out of the shotgun. Throws over the middle, ball deflected by Bradley, intended for Moiaki. So it's 3 and out for Kansas City, as Stuart Bradley with the play defensively for Philadelphia. Dustin Colquitt comes on to punt, averaging just under 44 yards per kick here in the preseason. Chad Hall back deep for Philadelphia. Colquitt unloaded on one for 60 yards last week. A high spiral calling for the fair catches. Hall makes it at the 26-yard line, and that's where the Eagles will take over. 12 minutes and 25 seconds to play in the first quarter here at Arrowhead. 7-0 Philadelphia. 25 seconds to play in the opening frame. The Mitsubishi keys to the game. Trent Green.
Offensively, as we saw in the last series for the Chiefs, is to be able to protect Matt Castle. We know what the running backs can do if the holes are there. It's finding time for Matt to hit his open receivers. Defensively, they have to put pressure on Kevin Cobb or Michael Vick. Michael Vick's more of a mobile guy. Cobb's going to be in the shotgun quite a bit. They like using 3 and 4 wide receiver sets, so the Chiefs are going to have to be able to put pressure on Cobb.
Lone setback is the fullback, Leonard Weaver. 2 receivers split to the top of your screen. Cobb with the straight pressure. Demario Williams with the sack at the 15.
I don't know if I could have timed that any better. Great blitz by the Chiefs. Demario Williams, you'll see it's a delayed blitz. He lines up, he waits, lets the guard get occupied, finds that gap, comes in there untouched. Good job wrapping him up. Cobb was looking to his left, didn't see him coming until the last second.
Loss of 9, 2nd and 19 for Philadelphia. Again, the 3 receivers set for the Eagles. Running left, Mike Bell, who played in New Orleans a year ago. Brought down at the 20-yard line. So it brings up 3rd and long on the 2nd possession of the evening for the Eagles.
It's nice to see Eric Berry get his nose up in there. Everybody's talked about him so far. It's making an impact. He was up near the line of scrimmage, got into the backfield, and made a big tackle.
Kelly Washington in at the slot receiver for Philadelphia. To the bottom of your screen, the veteran from Tennessee, Bell. In the backfield, out of the shotgun, Cobb. Pressure up the middle, now fires. Over the intended receiver, Avant. Coverage on the play by Kansas City's Brandon Flowers. And so Kansas City trailing 7-0. Gets a little life from their crowd because of the play of their defense, Trent.
Defense stepped up very big for them there. Getting the sack on 1st down to put the Eagles in a hole and stopping them from getting the 1st down. This is kind of momentum. Try and get things going. That first offensive series, the first defensive series wasn't exactly what they're looking for. They're going to have much better field position, or should have much better field position on this series.
Savaraka averages just over 45 per kick here in the preseason. Arenas back deep, standing at his 30-yard line. A high spiral. Arenas moving to his right. Takes the football across the 35 to the 40. Breaks a tackle. Pushed out of bounds on the far side at about the 48-yard line. Quentin Demps on the stop. As the Chiefs bring the heat defensively, and they come up with a sack. They get the football back after this. Yard punt, a 14-yard return by Arenas, and the Chiefs have it. Good field position at their 47-yard line. Charles is the lone setback for Kansas City. Bo to the top of the screen, to the bottom is Chambers. Sprint draw, running left is Charles. Cuts it up, comes across midfield and into Philadelphia territory to the 48-yard line.
This is going to be one of the key matchups of the night, not only in the passing game, but in the running game as well. You'll see on your right side of your screen, Brandon Albert and Trent Cole. Trent Cole's one of the better pass rushers in the league. Jamal Charles does a good job of getting outside of that pressure, and then once he sees the lane, having the patience to get vertical and get 5 yards.
Pick up a 5. It's 2nd and 5 for Kansas City into Philadelphia territory for the first time this evening. Castle under center. Play action, looks left. Now flush in the pocket. Gets hit at the 47, brought down at the Eagles' 46-yard line by Ernie Sims out of Florida State in his 5th season.
He was tackled by Ernie Sims. He got 2 yards on the play.
Once again, the Chiefs go to some play action passing. They've had success running the ball the last couple of weeks. Get to the play action pass. Matt's going to have a long night, a sore night, if he doesn't get rid of those balls.
Replays brought to you by our friends at Ford. 3rd and 3 for Kansas City. McCluster is in, along with Charles. Out of the shotgun, Matt Castle. Moving left, looks back right. Now flush, steps up and throws. Off the hands of Moriaki, deflected and intercepted. Lindley with the interception off the deflected football. 2nd turnover for Kansas City, and the Eagles will have it at their 32-yard line with 9 minutes and 30 seconds to play in the first quarter. Philadelphia with an early 7-0 lead. And Philadelphia gets the football back, leading 7-0.
This is a bootleg out of shotgun. You'll see the play fake by Matt, and right here you'll think, and everybody wants to believe, that Jamal Charles had that block. He was trying to get to the flat. Matt buys some time. He's looking for Moriaki coming across. The problem is right here, Chris Chambers is doing a comeback on the outside, so you have a lot of defenders in an area, and Matt trying to force it in there to get the first down.
Leonard Weaver running the football for Philadelphia. Out to about the 36-yard line, brought down by Ron Edwards for Kansas City. A pickup of 4 on the play for Philly. Brings up a 2nd and 6. McCoy comes back in. Kelly Washington back in for the Eagles. Gilberry, Johnson, Sheffield, and Arenas come in for Kansas City. Second and 6 for Kevin Cobb and the Philadelphia Eagles. Again, the 3 receiver set. Running left, McCoy. Hit at the 39. Vrabel makes the stop at the 41-yard line with support from Wallace Gilberry, who was the first Kansas City player to get to him.
Nice job by Wallace getting through the offensive line and working his way down the line of scrimmage to get in on that tackle. Good hustle on his part.
So the football placed down just beyond the 40-yard line. It's 3rd down and 2 as Michael Vick comes in at quarterback for Philadelphia. What kind of dimensions does he bring? Vick out of the shotgun. He's going to keep the football. Scampers across the 45, brought down with the first down at the 46-yard line. The ability just to be able to follow the blocks, Trent, and pick up the first down after a pickup of 6.
And that really shouldn't have been a surprise to the Chiefs. And what Michael Vick's career has been based around is a lot of what he can do with his feet. And right here he has the patience, lets the block happen on Derek Johnson, and finds a way to go off to his left and pick up the first down. Good patience on his part. I know earlier in his career he tried going a little bit too fast. Now having the patience to let the block set up and get the first down for the Eagles.
Sean Smith in it nose for Kansas City. Bell is the deep back. Rolling right, being chased by Williams. Throw it on the sideline. Great play defensively. Closing to deflect the football was Eric Berry, the rookie from Tennessee.
Once again, the Chiefs come with the blitz that we saw earlier, but because of the bootleg, they're able to get around the pressure. Nice job by Eric Berry. Just a half a step too late from getting an interception, but that's the 2nd time tonight he's been involved in plays. It's nice to see him getting involved and making more big plays.
2nd time, too, we've seen pressure from Demario Williams, the inside linebacker. Vick back in on a 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun. Empty backfield, takes the snap. Throws it over the middle. It's complete at the Kansas City 46-yard line. Jason Avant on the reception.
There's never been any doubt about the strength of Michael Vick's arm. Right here, the tight end just finds a crease, finds a window to sit down in between the linebackers. And Michael has the arm strength to get it in there before they can close on the window.
Completion good for 8 yards. Brings up a 3rd and 2 for the Eagles. Cobb back in at quarterback. Weaver is the fullback. Mike Bell the tailback. Selleck the tight end, tied right. Deep handoff running right. Stopped at the 44-yard line. Was Bell by Mike Vrabel.
Nice job by the Chiefs. They put 9 people in the box on defense, anticipating a short run. Good job by Vrabel getting down and getting the running back's legs before he can get momentum to push the pile.
Shy of the first down, bringing up a 4th down for Philadelphia. They need to get just inside the Kansas City 44-yard line. Harbor, the Missouri State product, in tight to the left side. Fullback runs right, picks up the first down. Weaver on the carry. Michael Coleman's down on the sideline for us.
Hey guys, you know, Coach Haley talked about how impressed he is with the conditioning of this team. Considering how long the defense has been out here, conditioning issues will not be a problem with the defense. Mike, Trent.
All right, Michael, thank you. Weaver shaking up on the play, slow getting up, and now making his way over to the Philadelphia sideline as you take a look at Demario Williams. A former star at Nebraska. for Kansas City in his 7th season. 5 minutes and 20 seconds to play in the first quarter. Philadelphia takes a timeout. They have a 7-0 lead here at Arrowhead. And the Tailgate Greats food that you're serving. Each week we'll pick one lucky winner and they'll receive the Price Chopper $50 gift card. Watch the Price Chopper Game Day Show Sundays at 10 a.m. for the weekly winner. You can go to kctv5.com for all the details. 5 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the first quarter at Arrowhead. Kansas City trailing by the score of 7-0 is Mike Vrabel, Corey Mays, Eric Berry, Brandon Flowers, and the rest of the defense has been on the field quite a bit here in the first quarter.
And you go back and you look at last week, Philadelphia had a lot of problems with the Carolina defense in their 2 A gaps, which are the gaps between the center and guards on both sides. Todd Harrimans is back at guard after missing the first 2 games, but that's an area that the Chiefs could take advantage of, is those 2 inside gaps, getting pressure on Kevin Cobb. And you notice that DeMario's already had 2 blitzes, and both of those blitzes came right in that area.
After being shaken up on the previous carry after the timeout, the fullback Weaver back in. Romeo Crennel trying to dial something defensively for Kansas City as Avant comes in motion left. Play action fake by Kevin Cobb. He's got McCoy out of the backfield, brought down by Vrabel at the 32-yard line.
Good patience by Cobb. He gets the hard play fake up the middle. You see the Chiefs drop into coverage. Nobody's open downfield. Just hitting your check down. Good decision by Cobb.
Pickup of 8 on the play brings up a 2nd and 2. Weaver, the lone setback. Harbor in motion. They hand to Weaver. Hit at the 31-yard line. Forward progress to about the 30 as Tyson Jackson makes the stop for Kansas City along with Corey Mays. A first down for the Eagles. Bill Levy in his 16th season as the referee working this game.
You see the Chiefs have had some success with the pressure that they've shown in earlier drives. It'd be nice to see him dial one up right here.
Selleck, the tight end, shifts to the left side of the formation. Pressure backside, throwing right sideline for Macklin in the end zone. Can make the reception. Coverage on the play by Brandon Flowers, and Jeremy Macklin is pleading his case, wanting pass interference against Kansas City.
Brandon Flowers may have gotten away with one, but I like the pressure that the Chiefs showed. They brought 7 guys. They brought all 4 linebackers. They're 3 down linemen. They put pressure on Cobb. No foul. That means it's good coverage.
That's absolutely right. 2nd and 10. This is the 11th play of the drive for Philadelphia. McCoy and Weaver split behind Kevin Cobb. McCoy trying to get outside, running left. Hemmed in, cuts it up, hit from behind by Mays as Vrabel had contain on the outside.
Nice job by Mike getting outside contain, forcing the running back to turn it up inside where Corey Mays was able to smash him.
Pickup of 3 brings up a 3rd and 7. Riley Cooper, who played at Florida with Tim Tebow, comes in at wide receiver for Philadelphia. Gilberry, Johnson, McGee, along with Arenas and Sheffield, come in for Kansas City. One of the things Todd Haley talked about yesterday was trying to see how roles start to define themselves defensively. An opportunity here for Kansas City to try and get out of the drive. 3rd and 7. Just over 3 to play in the first quarter. Cobb hit backside. Gets away from pressure, running left to the 25. He's got the first down on the left sideline at the 17-yard line of Kansas City.
How he got out of that, I'm not sure. Good pressure by the Chiefs. See Cameron Sheffield coming in. We talked about him getting more opportunities, more playing time tonight. Cobb just gets caught up in that middle, in that pile in there, and everybody loses track of him. Vrabel does a good job of having the back covered downfield, so he had nowhere to go with the ball. But then that also gave Cobb an opportunity to run outside of that because of the block downfield.
So Weaver and McCoy are the setbacks. They snap directly to McCoy. Hit at the 16-yard line, picks up a yard on the play. Jackson, Edwards, and Vrabel on the stop for Kansas City. Pickup of 1, 2nd and 9.
And Philadelphia is really showing a lot so far here tonight. They've switched Michael Vick and Kevin Cobb up several times, coming in and out on that one. Kevin Cobb didn't go out of the game, but he was split out to the top of your screen as a wide receiver.
So from the 16, the backfield to the ice, Selleck the tight end. Tight to the right side. Cobb overthrows Macklin in the end zone. Brandon Carr on the coverage. John McGraw coming over from his safety position.
And if the Chiefs are able to do that defensively, where they only rushed 4, they showed 5, they dropped 1 back into coverage. Tamba Ali was able to get penetration, put pressure on Kevin Cobb, maybe got him to throw that ball a little bit quicker than he wanted to, but you rush 4 and drop 7, it makes it that much harder if you can put pressure on the quarterback.
On this drive, Philly has converted 3rd and 2, 4th and 1, 3rd and 7. This is 3rd and 9 from the Kansas City 16. Cobb out of the shotgun with McCoy offset left. And movement on the line of scrimmage as Jason Peters, in his 7th season out of Arkansas, jumps offside.
Start number 71, offense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So the false start on Peters.
You always get a kick out of linemen that move. They're the only ones that move, and then he has the nerve to turn to the center and start yelling at the center like it wasn't his fault when he was the only one to move. So fortunate for the Chiefs, bumps them back even more, puts them in a 3rd and long.
And how did you handle that with your big offensive lineman in front of you?
I would always point that out to him. I was like, you were the only one to move. Who are you yelling at?
So an opportunity here, 3rd and 14. From the Kansas City 21, Cobb takes the snap, pressure front side, unloads the football, incomplete. Pressure from Derek Johnson. It was intended for McCoy. A little pushing after the play. Gilberry being Derek Johnson with pressure.
Right there, you'll see 2 guys coming from the same side of the screen. They can only block 1. They're trying to set up the screen, but Derek gets in there fast enough and puts pressure on Cobb to where he has to throw that ball high and throw it a little bit too early.
David Akers comes on for a 40-yard attempt. From the right hash out of the side, Raka hold. The kick is up. It is long enough, and it is good. Philadelphia with 1 minute and 46 seconds to play in the first quarter opens up a 10-0 advantage. Here at Arrowhead Stadium, as you take a look at some of the changes that have taken place over the course of the last few years. This beautiful stadium. Some of the things that you need to be inside the suites to have a chance to see. And what a great night on Wednesday night. More than 22,000 fans came to Arrowhead for the evening practice, and the Chiefs did something that was great in terms of opening up every level of the stadium for every fan. I mean, just look at the numbers that went into this reconstruction renovation project here. 231,000 square footage of the VIP club. That's enough room for you.
What I'm amazed by is the number of hours that the construction labor that they had to do to put into it. And if people that drove by the stadium during the whole construction of not only Arrowhead but of Kaufman, just the number of people and the number of hours it took to get this place, and then you walk around it, you understand they took their time and they did this right.
And the pride that they take into the craftsmanship that they brought each day to work. More than 1,100 days on the job. Hey, still time to get your 2010 Chiefs season tickets. Great locations available with tickets starting at $250 each. Get tickets to all 10 Monday night or all 10 home games in Monday Night Football, the debut of Arrowhead. Rivalry games against the Raiders and Broncos. Go to kcchiefs.com, 888-99-CHIEFS. Arenas on the run back. Kansas City will have it at the 22-yard line. Ryan Hamilton on the stop, but there is a flag on the play.
A 17-yard return.
It will go against the Eagles. As you take a look at Bill Levy.
Offside. Number 49 of the kicking team. Kansas City is elected to have the re-kick with a 5-yard penalty.
Look just to the right of the kicker. You can tell where he was offsides. Bill Levy, the retired firefighter in his 16th season.
You know, Bill's one of the good guys. I've known him for a number of years. You get to know, as the quarterbacks, you get to know those guys because they're back there by it, and you know, you're continually communicating about TV timeouts and commercials coming in and out of break. Also, you want to get on their good side, so you know, if a cheap shot comes your way, they're going to be there to protect you. But Bill's one of the guys who's been in the league a long time, does a great job back there, and is a great communicator to let the quarterbacks know what's going on. If there's a situation where maybe your tackles aren't on the line of scrimmage, or maybe your hard count, you're moving your shoulders or your head too much. I mean, he's a really good communicator and one of the good guys in the league.
Dexter McCluster back deep for Kansas City. The rookie out of Ole Miss. Was there one guy that you had more rapport with than the others, perhaps?
You know, you just get to Ed Hockley has obviously taken a lot of heat the last couple of seasons because of some of the calls he's made, but Ed is one of the guys that I've known for a long time as well. Those guys that you kind of come in the league with and you get to know, they establish themselves because they've been there a long time as well.
McCluster takes it at the 1 on the right side. Across the 20, right sideline 25, a seam to the 30, cuts inside, breaks a tackle, wrapped up and brought down. Some momentum for the Kansas City offense as McCluster brings it out to the 44-yard line. 43 on the return.
Well, you talk 43 on the return, but he had to run 40 just to go catch it because he was lined up on the other hash. Great job by Dexter McCluster. Good job by the special teams unit to create a hole, and he's got the speed to be able to get there and get up that sideline.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct taunting.
First and 10, Kansas City.
So David Herron, the reserve linebacker, whistled for taunting after the play. He's talking to Todd Haley on the Kansas City sideline. This HD telecast of the Chiefs game brought to you by Time Warner Cable, the official video provider of the Kansas City Chiefs. It's probably not an enjoyable conversation for David Herron right there.
No, it's not. And David's one of those guys that's battling for a roster spot. Those last couple linebacker spots, you're looking for guys that can play special teams.
Tim Castile in the front of the eyes. McCluster comes in motion. Running left is Charles. Gets outside and finds a seam to the 30. Steps out of bounds near sideline at the 40-yard line. He picks up the first down. Pickup of 13.
Great individual effort by Jamal Charles. Somehow he squeezes through there. I'm not sure. He turned his body sideways, got through there, and he obviously has the speed to get around the corner. But how he squeezed himself through that tackle is all individual talent right there.
First down of the evening for Kansas City. 1:09 to play in the first quarter. Chiefs trailing by the score of 10-0. Thomas Jones in for the first time tonight. Takes the handoff running right.
Thomas Jones, the ball carrier.
Out to about the 43, a pickup of 3 for Thomas Jones out of the University of Virginia. An interesting fact, Thomas Jones, of course, has played 11 years in the NFL. This is his first game that he's played in this stadium.
He was excited about it. We had a chance to talk to him last week, and even then he was telling us I was excited because this is I think the only stadium he was telling us that he hasn't played in. It's his first time playing in Arrowhead, but it's the only one left in the league that he hadn't played in. So he was excited about tonight.
2nd and 7 for the Chiefs. Jones running left, finds a seam, hit at the 47. He's going to be brought down at the 48-yard line. Trent Cole on the stop for Kansas City. Pickup of 5 on the play brings up a third and a manageable 2 yards for the Chiefs. But first we're going to take a break because that's the end of the first quarter. Brody Croyle, Matt Castle having a conversation on the sideline. Kansas City down 10-0 after 1. Leading Kansas City. The points coming after 2 Kansas City turnovers in the first quarter, but the Chiefs moving the football. As we begin the second quarter, let's take a look back at the stats from the first quarter. Brought to you by Garmin. 20 plays for Philadelphia, 68 yards. Chiefs had 1 first down in the first quarter. Philadelphia 2 of 5 on third down. You just look at the time of possession, just under 10 minutes for the Eagles in that first quarter.
And that's what will happen to you when you're losing the turnover battle, and that's exactly how they've gotten their points. You mentioned their 10 points are off of Chiefs turnovers, so they've got good field position here, do the Chiefs. See how we can start off this second quarter.
Empty backfield on 3rd and 2. Here comes pressure, and the ball is batted down. Defensively, the play made by the right end, Trent Cole, to bat down the Matt Castle pass, and there was pressure backside. Trent.
I don't think Matt Castle even saw that coming. He was looking out to his left to get a quick throw. Coming from Matt's right side. He never sees it. Tries getting the ball out of his hand quickly, but takes a heck of a shot.
The rookie from Michigan, Brandon Graham. Now, Philadelphia punt return team. Slow getting onto the field, so they're forced to burn a timeout. Just underway here in the second quarter. Andy Reid and the Eagles lead it 10-0. Quarter, Philadelphia has the 10-0 lead as the cheerleaders try to inspire the crowd here at Arrowhead Stadium. Dustin Colquitt on to punt. Jeremy Macklin back deep for the Eagles. Colquitt hits it with the left foot, a high spiral. Macklin allows it to sail over his head and bounces into the end zone for the touchback. This telecast copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the written consent of the NFL or the Kansas City Chiefs is prohibited. A net of 32 on that punt by Colquitt. The Eagles take over at their 20-yard line.
The Chiefs defense has done well when they've had this type of field position. The 10 points have come off of turnovers and when they've got a short field.
Mike Bell, the lone setback, takes the handoff running right. Met at the line of scrimmage and brought down by Javon Belcher.
Javon Belcher getting an opportunity to step in and make a play. You can see him scrape over the top, gets one-on-one, strong enough until the other guys can rally in there and make the tackle.
Service Master Catastrophe brings you the replays here in the second quarter. Kelly Washington on the receiving end. John McGraw makes the stop for Kansas City. Pickup of 7 on the play. Out to the 28. Eagles quickly to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 2 for Philadelphia. Weaver along with Bell. Out of the shotgun, Kevin Cobb takes the snap. Throws left side for Macklin. Can't make the reception at the Kansas City 31. Carr on the coverage for Kansas City.
Nice job by Brandon Carr. Macklin does have a step on him, but you see at the last minute, right there, Brandon Carr comes in and he rips his arm with his right arm, rips Macklin's arm to affect him catching the ball.
Brandon Carr with the good defensive play. Gives Kansas City the opportunity to get the football back here early in the second quarter. Arenas back deep. Waiting for the punt. Rocca unloads. Arenas at the 14. Spins, comes across the 25, tripped up, tackled at the 31-yard line. Patterson on the stop. A return of 17. The Chiefs have the football after this. Can be purchased for all games here at Arrowhead Stadium, including the Monday Night Football game against the Chargers. Tickets starting at just $30 per game. Check it out at kcchiefs.com. Casey Wigman comes in at center for Kansas City as the Chiefs have it at their 31-yard line. Just a quick disclaimer on the Monday night game. The available seats still for fans that want to make their way to see the Chiefs take on the Chargers are premium seats in the club level and season tickets. And so if you have an interest in making it out on that Monday evening, those are your options, and be sure to get here early because there are going to be a lot of things taking place, fireworks and many other things to keep you entertained before the kickoff of that game. Thomas Jones comes in motion, settles in the backfield, offset to the left of Castle, who takes the snap.
Flag on the play.
And a false start against Kansas City.
5-yard penalty, first down.
So Brandon Albert whistled for the penalty as we take a look at it.
Going back to the Monday night game that you were talking about, Mike, the Chiefs are really making, not only is it going to be Monday night, it's going to be the national stage for this organization and for this team, but the Chiefs are making a real effort for the game day experience and for the experience that the fans are going to have that night, not just during the game, but before and after the game.
Pope, McCluster, and Bowe split to the bottom of your screen. Jones and Chambers to the top. Bubbled screen. McCluster cuts it back inside. He's brought down at the 29-yard line. It's the first completion of the night for Matt. Michael on the stop for Philadelphia. Let's take a look at Todd Haley. 2nd and 12. Jones stays in. Also in the backfield is McCluster. Castle takes the snap. Throws. Debo on the receiving end. At the 40-yard line. Pickup of 11 on the play. Asante
Nice
Samuel on the stop. I'm sorry, Trent.
No, nice job by Matt stepping up. He has his eyes down the middle of the field. He knows he has Dwayne one-on-one on the outside. Dwayne does a 12-yard curl route. Does a good job of digging that ball out.
3rd and 1 for Kansas City. Castle with the snake. And it'll bring up a 4th down. Surge defensively by Philadelphia, prevent the Chiefs from converting on 3rd down. So Dustin Colquitt comes on to punt for Kansas City. Chad Hall back deep for Philadelphia. Hall takes it at the 20. Jeremy Horn on the stop for Kansas City, trying to make this team as a special teams player and a wide receiver. 10-0 Philadelphia. Back to Arrowhead after this. Chopper Trivia Contest, where you can win a $25 Price Chopper gift card. You can go to kctv5.com for all the details. It is a very comfortable evening here in Kansas City tonight. Nice crowd on hand for this first game of the exhibition schedule in Kansas City. Eagles leading by the score of 10-0 with 11:42 to play in the first half. McCoy in the lone setback. Avant comes in motion. McCoy running right. Ron Edwards, the first player to hit him for Kansas City. Pickup of 3 on the play will bring up 2nd and 7. So Macklin goes out. Hank Baskett comes in. He of reality TV fan. Backfield in the eye. Cobb under center. Play action fake. Pressure. Throws. Ball is incomplete. Intended for Avant.
You can tell the Eagles offensively are trying a number of different packages here in the 3rd preseason game. We've talked about Michael Vick shuffling in and out, the different personnel groups they've shuffled in and out. Now they're going to a no huddle. They've tried fusing in some huddle calls, some no huddle calls. The Eagles are really taking advantage of this 3rd preseason game, mixing things up.
Riley Cooper split to the top of the screen. 3rd down and 7 for the Eagles. Cobb takes the snap. Pressured, hit backside by Studebaker, who brings him down at the 27-yard line. Andy Studebaker out of Wheaton College with a big play defensively for Romeo Crennel and the Kansas City Chiefs.
And that is all effort on Andy Studebaker's part. Chiefs are only rushing 4 people. You'll see from the top of your screen He just does not quit on the play. The coverage is good downfield. Andy gets knocked down to one knee. He steps back up and is able to get the sack.
He's got quite a motor, doesn't he? Just keeps coming.
He had such a high motor and was so excited about that he ran off the field and he just ran back on for this punt rush.
Arenas back deep. Rocca's kick taken by Arenas at the 30. Still trying to fight for yardage. Forward progress close to the 37. Cheney on the stop as Andy Studebaker, one of those guys battling for a position with a big play for the Chiefs. Look at some of the crowd on hand at Arrowhead Stadium. Thomas Jones in the backfield. McCluster along with him takes the handoff running left, puts the shoulder down and moves the defender up back a couple of yards as he shows that leg drive. Ernie Sims on the stop, pickup of 7.
And that was one of the things that people brought up is he has the speed to get around side. But watch here, he lowers his shoulder. He's got a defender hanging on his back. He lowers his shoulder and still pushes the pile for a couple yards.
Second down for Kansas City. Running is McCluster, brought down after maybe a yard by Trent Cole.
That's going to be a little hard to run with Trent Cole on your back, though.
Trent Cole at 6'3", 270 pounds.
Yeah, he's Dexter's strong, but I don't know if he's that strong.
Kansas City looking for its first third down conversion of the evening. Pope and Bowe split to the left. Jones running left. Gets hit from behind and brought down at the 45. So it'll bring up a fourth down for Kansas City as Stuart Bradley makes the stop. Dustin Colquitt on to punt. Chad Hall back deep as we take another look at that third down attempt brought to you by Service Master Catastrophe.
You can see the draw coming to Thomas Jones. It's a sprint draw where Castle gets the snap, sprints it over to him. If they could just hold that for just another half a count to get him up to that next level, they had a chance.
Flag comes in from the Kansas City side.
Delay against the Chiefs.
Delay a game on the defense.
Check that against the defense.
5-yard penalty.
That'll be a first down, folks.
There's the conversion you were looking for. May not have been the way they wanted to get it, but they got the first down conversion. So now they get a new fresh set of downs here at midfield. Let's try and take advantage of it the way the Eagles took advantage of their field position.
So the Chiefs get a break to pick up the first down as the line judge whistles Philadelphia for the delay of game. And I thought by his initial movements it was going to go against Kansas City. So first and 10 at midfield for Matt Castle and the Chiefs, trailing 10-0 here in the second quarter at Arrowhead. Debo with the reception and picks up the first down to the 38-yard line, a pickup of 12 on the play.
Good job by Dwayne catching this ball with his hands, turning upfield, and that's what he does. When he gets the ball and he gets running, he's strong enough to carry those DBs.
Castle finds Chris Chambers. Chambers extends the football to the 30, a pickup of 8. And perhaps the Chiefs offense starting to get in a little rhythm.
Well, and I like what they're doing for Matt Castle. Both throws have been quick throws. Get the ball out of his hand. Don't make him stand there and hold it and try and read down the field. Make things quick.
Thomas Jones picks up the first down running the right side to the 27-yard line. Bunkley on the stop for Philadelphia.
And you said it, Mike, just getting into a rhythm. Not only Matt Castle getting into a rhythm, getting the offense into a rhythm, getting some tempo going with this offensive line and the entire group.
Again out of the shotgun. Castle takes the snap, swings it to Jones. Thomas makes a move inside the 25 to the 21-yard line of the Eagles.
I like the quick decision. Matt takes 3 steps. He has Chris Chambers on a curl rod up at 12 yards, but doesn't mess around trying to push the ball up the field. Get the ball quickly to Thomas Jones so he can gain yards.
Pickup of 6, McCluster running the left side to about the 18-yard line. And we'll bring up a 3rd and 1 with Just over 7 minutes to play here in the first half. Trevor Laws on the stop. Copper comes in. Jackie Battle comes in for Kansas City. Jackie Battle had a big game in Tampa Bay last weekend. Mike Cox, the front of the eye. Two tight ends, Moeaki and Pope. Copper in motion. Battle running right. Has the first down as he pushes the pile inside the 15 to the 14-yard line.
Nice block by Cox. Battle has good vision, sees it. You can see Barry Richardson there pushing the pile, and at the end even pulling Jackie a little bit to get him those last couple yards.
10th play of the drive for Kansas City, a 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line of the Eagles. Castle swings it on the backfield. Jones to the left sideline, out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Pickup of 4 will bring up a 2nd and 6.
Once again, a good quick decision by Matt Castle. Chris Chambers on the top of the screen has a curl route again. Get the ball out of your hands, get it to the swing. Let him get positive yards. Put you in a 2nd down and 6.
Matt Castle on this drive is 6 for 6 as he takes the snap. He's got McCluster, who's knocked off his feet at the 10. Asante Samuel, the veteran, with the play.
Here's one. And that was the most animated we've seen Todd Haley all night. After Asante Samuel make that tackle and starts flexing his muscles, Todd was running down the sideline trying to get the attention of the official as to why that's not taunting or showing up a player.
And you look at McCluster on the sideline talking to his head coach. He says, I'm fine. Let's keep going. Tough young man, this kid from Ole Miss. Straight drop. Castle looking, throws. He's got Dwayne Bowe. Bowe forward progress close to the 1st down at the 4. Line judge has him marked down at the 5. Let's see where they place the football. Hanson on the stop.
We're going to get a measurement. I think it's hard to tell from way up here, but I think they're going to probably be about 10 inches to a foot short.
So time taken as they bring on the change from across the way. 4 minutes and 44 seconds to play in the 2nd quarter. It's 10-0 as we take another look at this last play, brought to you by Service Master Catastrophe.
Nice job by Matt having patience. You can see the Eagles knowing that Matt's thrown the swing a few times on this drive. They expanded their coverage to take away the swing, but Matt was able to find the inside receiver to come close to picking up the 1st down.
So the football placed down inside the 5-yard line. It is 4th and short for Kansas City, trailing 10-0, and this crowd at Arrowhead is ready to erupt. Loki lined up in the front of the eye. Thomas Jones follows him, and Kansas City picks up the 1st down.
Thomas Jones has had great success over his career in short yardage situations, whether it be 3rd, 4th down, goal line situations. And there he's able to get the ball past the 1st down marker.
Following the mammoth lead block of the 6'1", 300-pounder out of Texas, Derek Loki. He stays in short yardage. 1st and goal for Kansas City. Backfield in the offset eye. Moeaki in motion. Deep handoff for Jones. Sidesteps one man, but brought down at the 3. Brandon Graham, the rookie from Michigan, on the stop as Chambers, Bowe come in along with Castile. Moeaki, Loki, and O'Connell come out.
Good job by Graham getting inside of Leonard Pope. Anytime you can get the running back in the backfield, which they were able to do, they're able to get around Thomas Jones' legs, prevent him from pushing the pile.
2nd and goal from inside the 4-yard line. This is the 15th play of the drive. Bo comes in motion right. Castle out of the shotgun, takes the snap. Ball is incomplete. Intended for Thomas Jones. Broken up by Ernie Sims, so it's 3rd and goal for Kansas City.
Matt gets away with one here. You can see he looks off to his right for coverage, and he thinks that Thomas is going to undercut the linebacker. But there's a collision there, and that's why, Matt, you'll see him throw his hand up in the air looking for a flag, because there's a collision there with Thomas Jones.
3rd and goal. McCluster lines up in the slot to the top of your screen. Jones offset to the right at Castle. Castle throws. Touchdown, Dwayne Bowe. The 2nd touchdown pass of the preseason for Matt Castle. Last week to Jeremy Horn. This week to Dwayne Bowe.
Here's Dwayne Bowe down at the bottom of your screen. He finds a crease to sit into. You can see Thomas Jones going out in the flat. They've done a good job hitting the swings in the flats. The corner jumps on that, gives Dwayne Bowe an area to catch it. Squeezes in there. Nice throw by Matt. Good patience in the pocket.
Ryan Suckup on for the point after. Dustin Colquitt to hold. Thomas Gafford snap. Kick is up, and it is good. Just over 3 minutes to play. One more look at the touchdown pass. Bowe on the receiving end.
Nice series for the Chiefs after having a slow start and getting some help from the Eagles on special teams, giving them the 1st down with a false start on the defense. The Chiefs take advantage of that field position around midfield, get Castle into a rhythm, and get into the end zone.
Kansas City goes 63 yards in 16 plays, 6 minutes and 26 seconds. Dwayne Bowe with the 4-yard touchdown reception. Scoring summary brought to you by our friends at Sonic. It is 10-7 Philadelphia. And there is some life at Arrowhead Stadium as the Chiefs put points on the board.
It's good to hear this crowd get going. They were sitting down for a while, and Chiefs have finally given them something offensively to cheer about, and they've responded, and they're up singing and waving their arms and really getting into the game.
Quentin Dimps is back deep on that drive. Matt Castle, very impressive. 9 of 10, 53 yards in the touchdown pass to Bowe. The kickoff from Suckup, returnable. Taken by Dimps at the 4. Angling left, a seam across the 20. Left sideline to the 40. Spins, gets to midfield, brought down at the Kansas City 49-yard line. A return of 46. Ricky Price on the stop as we take one more look at the Chiefs drive.
They get things started with a quick pass to Dwayne Bowe. Does a good job of bringing it in with his hands, getting the ball upfield. Here's one of those quick throws by Matt Castle, getting the ball into Thomas Jones' hand quickly so he can make an adjustment and get upfield. Jackie Battle pushing the pile after a nice block by Mike Cox. Here Matt Castle with a quick read, quick throw, touchdown to Debo.
So at midfield, Philadelphia takes over. Straight drop by Cobb. Pressure backside flush in the pocket. To the Kansas City 45, hit at the 42-yard line. Derek Johnson on the stop for Kansas City. An offensive lineman shaken up behind the play. Mike McGlynn.
Once again, that was good coverage downfield. Good pressure by the Chiefs with their. They actually brought a linebacker there, so they rushed 5 on that one. Kevin Cobb was able to get away from that pressure and get upfield. Nice coverage by the Chiefs, though.
Mike McGlynn shaken up. Trent Cole, another Eagles player, was taken off on a cart moments ago. Cobb picks up a little more than 9, brings up 2nd and short for the Eagles with 2:34 to play here in the second quarter, and what is now a 10-7 Philadelphia lead. So Nick Cole, the starting center, was out. Mike McGlynn playing in place of him, and You can see McGlynn gets shaken up on this play here. Knee kind of buckles a bit. He's going to walk off under his own power.
That was one of the areas of concern coming in this game for the Eagles, was their interior 3 offensive linemen. They've been banged up there. Harriman's coming back in this week after missing the first 2 games. You can see Cobb runs over to the sideline to get some snaps.
With A.Q. Shipley, who comes in at center. Mike Bell takes the handoff. Trying to bounce it outside, hit by Brandon Carr. Following up, Tom Bahali to make the stop, along with Eric Berry. Pickup of 2 gives Philadelphia the first down inside the Kansas City 40-yard line as we have made it to the 2-minute warning here at Arrowhead Stadium. First half action. Todd Haley and the Chiefs trailing by the score of 10-7 on the Chiefs television network. For the Eagles here at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. New body, same soul is the theme for this beautifully renovated facility. Cobb and the Eagles. 1st and 10. Crossing pattern, Macklin. Out of bounds, far side. First down at the 29-yard line. Brandon Carr on the coverage.
Gain of 10 yards on the play. 1st and 10 Eagles from the 29-yard line.
So 1st and 10 for Philadelphia from the Kansas City 29. Bell in at running back. 2 receivers split to the bottom of your screen. Chiefs show blitz, flag on the play, ball deflected and almost intercepted by Eric Berry.
Offside. Number 96. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Andy Studebaker.
You can see the Chiefs decide to bring pressure, which I like on first down. First down around the 30-yard line, trying to put some pressure, push them back, knock them out of field goal range, change things up a little bit. They just get a little over anxious. You can see 3 of them jumped off. 2 of them got back. Andy just didn't get back in time.
So it's 1st and 5 after the penalty. Cobb out of the shotgun. Washington and Jackson. Macklin to the bottom of the screen. Pressure. Studebaker makes up for the penalty by coming up with his 2nd sack of the night. He hammers Kevin Cobb at the 36-yard line.
Studebaker at the top of your screen, comes off the edge unblocked, and Cobb, just like happened to Matt Castle earlier, Cobb's eyes are taking him to the left. He never sees it coming.
Loss of 9. Second and 13. Macklin in the flat, can't hang onto the football. Brandon Carr was closing. As you look at another defensive gym dialed up by Andy Studebaker.
The good thing about Macklin dropping that ball is now you have a 3rd and long, but the Chiefs still have 3 timeouts. So if they can stop the Eagles here on 3rd down, whether the ball's inbounds or not, they can use one of those timeouts, give their offense a chance before the end of the half.
3rd and 13. The crowd at Arrowhead rises, and it results in a penalty against Kansas City as jumping off sides for the 2nd time. False start against Jason Peters.
5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Jason Peters with the false start.
Left tackle Jason Peters once again jumps offside. He turns to the center and starts yelling again.
At least he's conceded.
He doesn't have a problem with accountability, does he?
3rd and 19 now. Football at the 38-yard line of Kansas City. Cobb takes the snap. Flush from the pocket, chased by Gilberry, and Bell is lit up. Football comes free over the far side. Mike Bell absolutely lit up
This is a screen that the Eagles are trying to set up. They get 2 linemen out, but they don't get out far enough because Derek Johnson comes in and just separates the ball from the receivers.
Derek Johnson with the play defensively. Savaraka comes on to punt. Arenas back for Kansas City. 1:12 to play in the first half. 10-7 in favor of Philadelphia. Arenas makes the fair catch at the 11. Derek Johnson talked about last week when he had a chance to visit with the former Texas star just how much more comfortable he is in this 3-4 and now reacting instead of analyzing first. He's able to just allow his athletic ability to take over.
And he talked about also with Romeo Crennel coming in and just his comfort zone with Romeo and what Romeo's trying to get done from a defensive standpoint. Like you said, it's much better as a player when you can just play, as opposed to out there thinking and trying. Your reaction time isn't as fast. What you're trying to get done isn't as fast. And he admits he had a much better approach this offseason. He had a much better approach to get himself physically and mentally ready for this season.
Jamal Charles offset to the left of Castle on a 1st and 10. Charles looking for some space. It's back to the line of scrimmage. Inside of the final minute of the first half. Trevor Laws and Brandon Graham on the stop. Moeaki, McCluster, and Bowe to the bottom. Running right, Charles has got the first down. Comes across the 30. Jamal Charles to the 31-yard line. A pickup of 21 on the play. Nate Allen on the stop. And the Chiefs take a timeout with 32 seconds to play in the first half. The crunch of the game brought to you by Taco Bell. And the man that delivered was the former Texas star, Derek Johnson. Crowd loved it, and so did DJ. 1st and 10 for Matt Castle and the Chiefs. With time, now flushed. Just unloads it on the sideline.
And people may wonder why that wasn't intentional grounding. I don't know if you could hear Bill Levy on the TV, but they were saying Matt Castle was outside the tackle box, and that's one of the things they've put in to protect the quarterbacks from taking too many hits. Is if you're outside that tackle box, you can throw it away anywhere as long as it passes the line of scrimmage. The rule originally was put in, you could throw it anywhere. It didn't have to cross the line of scrimmage, but now the rule is they started a year ago is if it gets back to the line of scrimmage, you can avoid the hit.
Chambers to the bottom of your screen. Moeaki, McCluster, and Bowe to the top. Castle on 2nd and 10 takes the snap, steps up, fires. Charles breaks the tackle, out of bounds here on the near sideline at the Philadelphia 49-yard line. Charles shaken up on the play, comes off. Pickup on the play of 20. Nate Allen on the stop.
Nice job by Matt stepping up in the pocket, getting the ball into Jamal's hands.
Fell awkwardly on the elbow. So it's 1st and 10 for Kansas City, still with 2 timeouts left. 19 seconds to play here in the first half. Castle throws on the sideline, intended for Bowe. Asante Samuel wanting interference against Bowe, who just basically grabbed the shoulder pads of Samuel to prevent him from stepping in front of that throw.
Yeah, Asante has reason to be mad about that one. Dwayne just grabbed him right around the shoulders and yanked him out of the way. So fortunate call there. Asante's a little fired up, and he's not afraid to talk. Asante's one of those guys that'll talk all game long.
But a good job by the wide receiver to
prevent the interception.
Absolutely, bail out the quarterback. Castle flush in the pocket, looks, throws over the middle, crossing pattern. Caught by McCluster coming in the near side. There's a flag on the play as he's brought down at the 26-yard line. But behind the play at the 45, a hold is going to be whistled against Kansas City.
10-yard penalty, still second down.
Ryan Lilja, the veteran from Kansas State, who came to the Chiefs in the offseason.
Lilja, number 65, on the right-hand middle part of your screen. You can see when Matt goes to step up, Ryan just grabs a hold of his shoulder pads. Not for very long, just enough for Matt to get by, but because that happened right in the official's view, that's why the flag was thrown.
So after the penalty, football placed down at the Kansas City 41-yard line. 2nd and 20 with 6 seconds remaining in the first half. Thomas Jones offset to the right of Castle. 3 receivers to the top of the screen. Castle a couple steps to his right. Now throws it. He's got Jones. 40-yard line. Steps out of bounds at the end of the first half at the 42-yard line. So the first half comes to an end here in Kansas City. The Chiefs trailing by the score of 10-7 at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City as the Chiefs trail the Eagles. Halftime coverage coming up next. Sale at Toyota only happens once a year, so now is definitely the best time to get into a new Toyota. But hurry, the Toyota Hot Choice Sales Event will end on September the 7th. Trent Green, as you look at the stats from that first half, time of possession, which was well in favor of Philadelphia after 1 quarter, is almost even.
Well, it all jumps out to me. You look at how the Eagles were able to be so lopsided after the first quarter. Much better second quarter by the Chiefs to even things out at halftime.
Quentin Dimps trying to get outside, brought down at the 29-yard line. Dwan Morgan on the stop for Kansas City. So Kevin Cobb and the Eagles have it at the 29-yard line. Just underway here in the second half. 10-7 is the Eagles lead. Cobb on a 1st and 10. 2 receivers bunched to his left. He'll operate out of the shotgun. Cobb fires right side. Coming back, incomplete, intended for Macklin, as we are joined in our booth by the Chiefs chairman, Clark Hunt. And first of all, it's a great evening from a weather standpoint. Good crowd on hand for the preseason game. The dedication took place earlier tonight. Congratulations. What a terrific job in the renovation of this facility.
Well, thanks very much. And we were so excited to be able to officially dedicate the new Arrowhead this evening. And it's so much fun for us to see fans in here enjoying the new building.
Speaking of the fans, and as we've been told many times, and we've had a chance to see, as Cobb throws over the middle, shedding a tackle to Zavant to get close to the first down. There's something for every fan on every level inside this facility.
Yeah, that's exactly right. As we went through the design process on the stadium, we wanted to make sure that every fan, no matter where you're sitting, had new amenities, had something to enjoy, something that was special about that area of the stadium. And I've been asked frequently my favorite areas of the stadium, and they're very diverse. They include the Founders Plaza on the side of the stadium. They include the Hall of Honor, which we dedicated a couple nights ago, and then also the horizon level all the way up at the top.
Well, I know you've got to be pleased with the way everything has turned out, and obviously this has been a long process, several years in the making, if not even longer than that. How's your mom felt about how all this turned out? I know after losing your dad, and how does she feel? How emotional was she? How does she feel just how everything has turned out?
Well, she's thrilled with the stadium, like we all are, and I know it has been a trip down memory lane for her, probably thinking back to the early 70s when the building originally opened, and the things that my father focused on at that time, and to see how we came back and improved those things. I know it's been very emotional for her, things like the Founders Plaza dedication.
Well, I know the thing that really jumped out to me, we had a chance to walk through the Hall of Honor down there, and just to see some of the memorabilia that your father had collected over the years, that the team had collected over the years, some of the old uniforms, some of the old pictures. It's really a neat thing to see, and I think Chief fans that come out here will be able to experience all that and enjoy that.
Yeah, it's certainly a special place for our family, but I'd like to think for every Chiefs fan as well. I've had a chance over the last couple of days to see fans in the area enjoying it as they go from case to case, looking at things, pointing out things that they like. And there's a lot of interesting stuff in there, and it'll take many days, if not weeks, to see everything.
22,000 fans on hand on Wednesday night for the evening practice, and if you didn't have a chance to make it out on Wednesday to see all elements of this beautiful facility, beginning in September, if you go to kcchiefs.com, you can take a guided tour that can be arranged, and folks can have a chance to really get a first-hand look at just the beauty of what is Arrowhead Stadium. After the stop by the defense, Javier Arenas will get a chance for the Chiefs. Hemmed in as he's brought down at the 8-yard line. Can you stay with us just a little bit? We're going to take a timeout. 12-11 to go in the third quarter. Kansas City trailing 10-7, but they get the football back. Chiefs get the football for the first time here in the second half, trailing by the score of 10-7, and we are joined by the Chiefs chairman, Clark Hunt, with us here in the booth at Arrowhead Stadium. And let's look forward just a little bit more than a week, couple of weeks actually, the Monday night game and the chance to officially open the season against the San Diego Chargers before a national audience here at this facility.
Well, it's a very big thing for our organization, for the football team, and also for our fans in the entire city. It's been a while since we've had the pleasure of hosting a Monday night game, and with the renovated stadium, the NFL felt that it made sense for us to get a chance to host a Monday night game on opening weekend, which is so exciting. And of course, it comes against one of our big rivals, the San Diego Chargers.
I can only imagine how electric
Number 76 offense.
Arrowhead will be on that Monday evening when fans have a chance to watch their team open the season. As you look back, the original plans, as you started to formulate them for the renovation project, conceptually, what were some of the things that were important to you?
Well, we alluded to one of them already, which was to have improvements on every level of the stadium, and I think we achieved that goal. We also wanted to keep what made Arrowhead so special, what made it iconic, including the architecture. This seating bowl is one of the best in the National Football League, and as you can see, we did very little to the seating bowl because frankly it's fantastic. The sight lines are incredible. So we were able to achieve that goal. And then we also wanted to look back to the first 50 years of the franchise and remember the players, coaches, administrators, including my father, who had laid the foundation for the franchise. And I think with the Founders Plaza and the Hall of Honor, we were able to do that.
I have a feeling he's looking down saying, well done, son. Congratulations on a fantastic project that's been brought to fruition. 2nd and 14 for Matt Castle and the Chiefs. With pressure, Thomas Jones out of the backfield. Across the 10-yard line out to about the 12.
What are some of the players, who are some of the players that have really stepped out to you so far this preseason that you're excited about?
Well, watching the game tonight, certainly Eric Berry, I thought, has had a special game through the first half. Jamal Charles looks like he's picked up right where he left off last year. And then you've got to take Dexter McCluster and Javier Arenas. Fantastic in different ways, both of them showing their ability on the return game, and Dexter's been able to make some good plays on the offensive side as well.
So I think it's safe to say that you enjoy the speed. Everybody you talked about are fast guys and are making plays. So
just off of the hands of the intended target, Chris Chambers. Take a quick look at it from the end zone as Matt Castle almost hooked up with Chris Chambers, the veteran out of Wisconsin.
Matt does a good job of stepping up in the pocket, finds a window between the two linebackers, and just misses off of Chris's fingertips.
Clark, congratulations.
Thanks very much. Appreciate you having me down.
We appreciate the fact that you were kind enough to stop by. Chiefs Chairman Clark Hunt. With us here in the booth is Dustin Colquitt. Comes on to punt. Chad Hall back deep for Philadelphia, standing at his 40-yard line. Colquitt unloads a high spiral. Hall. Little indecision, doesn't field the punt. Jeremy Horn is down for Kansas City to cover it at the 15-yard line. 10:04 to play in the third quarter. 10-7, Philadelphia with the lead on the Chiefs television network. The official video provider of the Kansas City Chiefs. Michael Coleman is down on the sidelines. Michael has a special guest for us.
That's right, Marilyn DeLimbo of the Children's Center for the Visually Impaired. Marilyn, thank you for joining me right now.
Good to be here, Michael.
How proud of you to be a part of tonight, because I know proceeds go to your organization.
Oh, absolutely thrilled, Michael. We were able, through the generosity of the Chiefs organization and our sponsors, to raise over $510,000 for the preschoolers and babies and toddlers and kids at the Children's Center for the Visually Impaired.
So I know every year you look forward to this, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. Thrilling is just the word. It is just wonderful. It makes a difference, a huge difference, in what we're able to do with the children and their families, not just now, but also in the future. It's a fabulous event.
Well, and you got a smile on a bunch of people's faces as the Chiefs just did. We'll toss it back up to Trent and Mike, and thank you, Marilyn DeLimbo.
Thank you, Michael.
Guys.
All right, Michael, thank you. Demario Williams with a sack. Another big play defensively, no foul on the play. And you talk about CCVI and the work that they do. They have been the only school in the Kansas City area offering specialized instruction and therapies for children age birth through school age who are blind and visually impaired. And so extra $500,000 for that terrific organization. Cobb, pressure backside, steps up. Now being chased by Sheffield, unloads the football. Gilberry also bringing the heat defensively. Intended for Kelly Washington. Brandon Carr on the coverage, and the Chiefs will get the football back.
Not only will they get it back, they'll get it back in great field position. Good job by the defense. We saw Demario Williams with the sack on second down. That's kind of been the blitz of the night. That was the third time he's been able to get in the backfield. Two of them leading to sacks.
Let's go back to the importance of special teams. Dustin Colquitt, a 71-yard punt that allowed Kansas City's defense to put the heat on the Eagles. Arenas fields the punt over on the far side. Out of bounds at the 38-yard line. That's where the Chiefs will take over. 8:46 to play in the third. The tailback, Kansas City, takes the handoff from Matt Castle, trying to scamper outside. Across the 45, he'll pick up the first down out to the 49-yard line. Sims on the stop for Philadelphia.
We tend to see the speed that Dexter McCluster has. So far, we've seen it in all three preseason games. Here he is again, using that speed to get around the outside, lower his shoulder, get upfield. But his speed has been a difference so far in the three preseason games.
I think we've both been impressed by his toughness. He's taken some shots here early and bounces right back up, ready for the next play.
And he's delivered some shots as well.
Absolutely. Thomas Jones back to Castle on the flea flicker. The ball is deflected defensively.
The Chiefs trying a little trickery here, get things going. The Eagles do a good job of covering Chris Chambers down the field. You can see Dwayne Bowe on the crossing route underneath is where Matt Castle was trying to get the ball.
Replay brought to you by Toyota. 2nd and 10 for Kansas City from its 49. Just over 8 minutes to play in the third. Cluster out of the backfield and not elude the tackler. Coming up to make the stop for Kansas City, or for Philadelphia, was Dimitri Patterson. Loss of 3 brings up a third down for the Chiefs. So 3rd and 13 for Kansas City. Here comes the blitz. Matt hit as he throws the football, incomplete, intended for Bowe.
those can be scary for a couple of different reasons. Number one, when you're a quarterback and you have your arm back ready to throw, getting hit like that can sometimes lead to an injury. But also from a football standpoint, if the defensive back locates the ball before the receiver does and is able to react and get an interception, the Chiefs are fortunate there. Number one, that Matt Castle wasn't injured on it. And secondly, that they couldn't locate the ball and get the interception.
Dustin Colquitt with the punt. Chan Hall bobbling the football as he makes the reception. Brought down immediately at the 14-yard line by Quentin Lawrence. 7:16 to go in the third. 10-7 Philadelphia. Favor of Philadelphia. Time now for our players of the game, brought to you by your local Honda dealers.
We talked coming into this game about the depth and the competition that was taking place at linebacker. The linebackers have stepped up big in this game, not only with the sacks and the pressure that they put on Kevin Cobb in the backfield, but with some of their hits. DJ delivering that crunch hit to separate the back from the ball. Just the overall play of the linebackers has been outstanding.
And there's the mentor, Mike Vrabel, on the Kansas City sideline.
I like that. I like you calling him the mentor instead of like the old guy. The mentor is much more appreciated.
Well, that's what the way he is described by his head coach. First and 10 for the Eagles from their 14. Cobb takes the snap. Moves to his right, now being chased by McGee. Out of bounds over on the far side as Loki also was lurking in the area.
He was pushed out of bounds by Alex McGee.
Nice job by Alex McGee continuing pursuit so Cobb doesn't have a chance to gather himself and throw or to pick up any yards. Alex kept the pursuit up so that it forced Kevin Cobb out of bounds, actually for a loss.
Loss of 1. Alex McGee, one of those guys Todd Haley talked about yesterday, really wanting to get a look at to see how he would play into the mix. Cobb play action. Pressure backside, steps up, throws deep. Deflected, good play, dropping from his linebacker position. Demario Williams gets a hand on the football.
Speaking of linebackers the way we did, once again Demario Williams steps up. Tamba Ali coming around the edge, creating some pressure. You can see Belcher coming up the middle as well to get into Cobb's vision.
From the 13-yard line,
you can see Brandon Carr talking to Yvonne after that play. It's a good thing that ball didn't get through because Brandon Carr was going to try and get one of those crunch hits of the game as well.
So 3rd and 11 for Philadelphia. Here comes pressure. Flushed is Cobb. Cobb unloads the football intended for Macklin. Intercepted. Kansas City's first interception of the preseason. Kendrick Lewis running the football inside the 30 to the Philadelphia 25-yard line.
And it all comes back to the pressure. We talked about the linebackers getting pressure. Talked about Tamba Ali getting around the corner and getting pressure. Here the Chiefs bring 5 on their pressure. They drop guys back into coverage. Cobb just makes a mistake of throwing it up for grabs. Rookie Kendrick Lewis does a great job of locating the ball, but jumping up again at the highest point to where the receiver can't make a play on it.
A return of 28. Tamba Ali shaken up, comes off on the sideline, but the Chiefs with their best field position to start a drive tonight. From the 26-yard line of the Eagles. Jones running left. Turns it upfield, gets inside the 20 to the 19 with 6:21 to play in the third. Pickup of 7 for Thomas Jones. Veteran brought in from the New York Jets. Hard worker out of the University of Virginia. Grew up in a family of coal miners. Talked about where he got his toughness and his work ethic, and he said, from my mom. She was underground for 20 years as a coal miner. Takes the handoff, trying to navigate the right side. Gets back to the 20-yard line and will bring up a 3rd and 3. Coleman on the stop. So it brings up 3rd down.
Third down and 4 from the 20-yard line.
10-7 is the Eagles lead. And after the interception by Kendrick Lewis, the Chiefs have an opportunity here. Kansas City just 2 of 10 on third down tonight. 3rd and 3 from the Eagles 20. Jones and Castile in the backfield. Castle crossing route. Chambers has got the first down. Brought down at the 11-yard line. Ryan Hamilton on the stop.
We talked about the protection that Matt Castle has had, and he's really been at his best when he's been able to get the ball out of his hands quickly. That one there, he didn't get it out of his hands quickly. It was a long developing play, and the lineman gave him great protection to where he could find Chris Chambers underneath.
Jones running right, puts the shoulder down. Touchdown, Kansas City. On an 11-yard jaunt by Thomas Jones, his first touchdown of the preseason.
Good block by Leonard Pope up the field. Good block by Dwayne Bowe on the outside. Thomas Jones has the speed to split those two blocks, run away from the pursuit of the linebackers, and put the Chiefs in the lead.
Dimitri Patterson shaken up on the play. The Chiefs take the lead with 4:42 to play in the third on the Thomas Jones touchdown run.
And I agree with you. Going back to our conversation with Thomas Jones a week ago, I was very impressed with him. We talked about, like you already mentioned, his work ethic that he picked up from his family. I've played against Thomas a number of times, but never really got a chance to meet him or know him. But everybody we've talked to and all the reports we've heard, just what a great leader he is, what great work ethic he has. He really takes the team on his back with I guess by example more than anything, because he's not a big talker, but he's somebody that is definitely coming to the Chiefs organization and has given a direction for a lot of these young players to follow.
Dimitri Patterson shaken up on the play, but as you take a look at Jones, you know, it was not uncommon during the Chiefs' stay in St. Joe for Thomas Jones, when practice was over on the field, to hurry up, go right back up to the indoor, and he was right back in the weight room. A number of the fans had made a comment of, boy, we'd like to see Thomas Jones after practice. Todd Haley said something to Jones, and Jones says, Coach, I've got a job to do. I'll have time to spend that amount of time that needs to be spent with the fans. He was in the weight room constantly after practice, and again, it's that quiet leadership that the Chiefs are so happy to have, and that veteran out of Virginia. Ryan Suckup on for the point after. Kick is good. Kansas City has the lead with 4 minutes and 42 seconds to play, as the Chiefs put points on the board after the turnover. 4 plays, 26 yards in a minute 46. The lead, the Chiefs leading 14-10 as the fans at Arrowhead on their feet enjoying themselves. Late in the third quarter. Ryan Suckup on to kick the football off for Kansas City. So the touchback, Eagles will take over at their 20. Tickets can be purchased for all games here at Arrowhead Stadium. Tickets starting at just $30 per game. Check it out at kcchiefs.com. A reminder on the Monday night game, premium seats and season tickets are available. That's your avenue to make it to Arrowhead to watch the Chiefs open the season against the San Diego Chargers. Let's take a look at our Sonic scoring summary. 4 plays, 26 yards, 146. The 11-yard touchdown run by Thomas Jones. You saw him on the sideline with what he calls his brother, Jamal Charles. So they've developed a great bond here early on. Setlick with the reception, his first of the night. A first down for Philadelphia out to the 39-yard line. Corey Mays on the stop. Pickup of 18.
First and 10 Eagles from the Philadelphia 38-yard.
I don't know if people could pick up the audio at home, but the fans here are really getting into this game with the Chiefs taking the lead. They're creating some noise and some sounds to back up this defense.
Out of the backfield. Bell with the reception. Michael Coleman down on the sideline.
Guys, when the offense came off the field, Coach Haley pounded his chest as if to say you're playing with lots of heart, which they were and have been since the second quarter on that scoring touchdown and the defensive interception and the pressure on the quarterback of the Eagles. They are playing with lots of heart. Mike, Trent.
All right, Michael, thank you. Cameron Sheffield shaken up on the play as the clock stops with 3 minutes and 56 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Swing pattern. Mike Bell and Sheffield go helmet to helmet.
You never want to speculate whether it's a concussion or a neck injury or something like that, but you know, with the regulations and the rules, the way the NFL is now, they're going to take all the precaution.
And as we saw last week with Maurice Leggett shaken up in Tampa Bay, good news is nothing long term. He's expected to be back in uniform and have a chance to be back on the practice field soon, but again, taking all the precaution to make sure that the training staff and the doctors doing the very best for Cameron Sheffield, who was shaken up on that play. 14-10 is the Chiefs lead with 3 minutes and 56 seconds to play in the third quarter as DeMario Williams asked for a little help from the man upstairs in regards to his teammate.
And you see this a lot more around the league, just how cautious teams are being now with head injuries.
Crowd is going to come to their feet and applaud the entire Chiefs team, now all on a knee as they are saying a prayer for Cameron Sheffield. Which speaks volumes about the bonds that are created in this ultimate team game, the sport of football.
Well, it is. You're spending so much time with one another. You're spending time in the meetings. You're spending time in the practice fields. Generally, during the season, you end up being around your teammates more than you're around your family, just because of the time commitment that goes into it. So it's nice to see the unity from these Chief players having concern and worried about one of their teammates.
Todd Haley looking on as the training staff and the Chiefs medical staff are working with Cameron Sheffield. Sheffield, one of those young players that Scott Pioli and Todd Haley have talked about, trying to see if there's a place for him on the roster. Saw some time in sub-rush situations defensively here this evening in the game. Announced attendance 64,809 this evening for this preseason game between the Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. Kansas City back at home on Thursday evening as the Chiefs will get a chance to take on the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers with a big night last night in a preseason game for Green Bay. You can see the concern on the eyes of the Philadelphia players, but also on head coach Todd Haley. Sheffield out of Troy, 6'2", 257 pounds, a rookie. Demario Williams has had a big night for the Chiefs defensively here this evening in a 14-10 Kansas City lead. As play stops with 3 minutes and 56 seconds to play as Cameron Sheffield was injured. A helmet-to-helmet incident with Mike Bell, the running back from Philadelphia, on a swing pattern. Card is coming on. You look at Todd Haley, that look, the concern on his face tells the story as we take a look at the play. Out of the backfield, Mike Bell. Boys one tackler, and then the hit by Sheffield, and the Chiefs trainers quickly out on the field to tend to their young linebackers. The fans here in Kansas City rise to their feet. All of us hoping for the best outcome for young Cameron Sheffield.
Well, and I think the most positive thing I could see out of the replay was the fact that he had his head up. I think that the fact that when you see his face mask hit the running back's face mask and his head goes backward, that tends to be a better sign than if you see someone come in with their head down. That's where a lot of your spine injuries happen, is when a player drops his helmet or drops his head. So not to speculate as to what happened, but I just from looking at the replay, the fact that he had his head up is something positive to take out of it.
Mike Bell, who was the ball carrier who collided with Sheffield, came over to check on the Chiefs player.
Chiefs fans, let's hear it for Cameron Sheffield.
Crowd on their feet applauding Cameron Sheffield as he's taken to the locker room. As Mike Bell, the running back from Philadelphia, came over to talk with Justin Cole from Kansas City.
Second down and 7, Philadelphia from the 42-yard line.
So after the injury timeout, clock starts. Under 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. It's 14-10 in favor of Kansas City. Kevin Cobb on a 2nd and 7 from his 42. Avant goes in motion to the right side. Pressure front side. Goes underneath. Caught by Weaver, the fullback, shy of the first down at the 47-yard line.
Cobb's pass complete to Leonard Weaver.
Williams on the stop for Kansas City.
Gain of 5 yards on the play.
And after something emotional that happens like that to a football team, and obviously the team comes together and they're showing their unity out on the field, but trying to get your focus back on the football game, because these guys are fighting for jobs.
Michael Vick comes on at quarterback. 3rd and 1 for the Eagles. Empty backfield. Weaver, the fullback, in a slot to the bottom of your screen. Vick takes the snap, looks right, flush in the pocket. He's got the first down into Kansas City territory, down at the 45-yard line. Let's go back to you, though, because you obviously suffered some concussions in your career. When you see a situation like that, I imagine it becomes very personal for you.
Well, it does, and I can't say enough positive things about the Chiefs organization and how they handled my concussion that I had here. in the 2006 season. They were just very, the communication was very open. They got a hold of my wife right away. Great communication, great care, continually between the organization, the doctors, and myself. Just how well it was handled.
Bell hemmed in. Second effort to the Kansas City 41 as Williams makes the stop. Less than 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Here Walters in defensively for Todd Haley and the Chiefs. Weaver and Bell in the offset eye behind Kevin Cobb. Straight drop. Macklin with the reception at the 20. Sheds one tackler. Brought down. First down though for Philadelphia to the 16-yard line of Kansas City. A little skinny post. Daniels on the stop.
This is a play that has become more popular when you're attacking a cover two, is you do a skinny post, but the way the quarterback throws it is he flattens the receiver out so that he can avoid taking that big hit from the safety. A lot of times if you get a middle of the field closed or a deep safety in the middle, you'll keep that skinny post tight so you can extend. You throw the ball up the field. With a cover two, you throw it flatter so the receiver comes back into the ball to protect the big hit.
Pickup of 25. First and 10 for Philadelphia. Cobb goes left side. Caught by Macklin again. I'm talking with Macklin before the game. I asked him what was the difference between Donovan McNabb, the quarterback a year ago, and Kevin Cobb. He said he throws a more receiver-friendly football, which means what, Trent Green?
It's basically just a more catchable ball. A receiver-friendly ball or a catchable ball. And there's quarterbacks around the league. Some throw it so hard it's not very catchable. Some spin it so much it's not very catchable. So the comparison that he made with Donovan McNabb and Kevin Cobb is that it's a very catchable ball.
Goes back to accuracy too, correct?
Yes.
Michael Vick in. Tries to navigate the middle. Brought down by Pierre Walters out of Eastern Illinois.
And when you start talking about accuracy, some people think it's completion percentage. It's not completion percentage. It's where you put the ball, number one, to protect your receiver, but also where they can have success after catching the ball.
You had different guys where you would throw the football depending on who it was.
It was, and you have to learn that as a quarterback. You need to learn what spots certain receivers like better than others.
That's Trent Green. I'm Mike Kelly. We've played 3 quarters in Kansas City. Chiefs with a 14-10 lead here on the Chiefs Television Network. In Kansas City, Chiefs with a 14-10 lead, looking for their first victory in the preseason. After losing in Atlanta and Tampa Bay, third quarter stats are brought to you by Garmin. Kansas City leading in rushing, first downs. You look at the time of possession and, at the third down conversion, and both teams would like to be better in that category. The Eagles facing a 3rd and 3. Ball on the Kansas City 9-yard line. Cobb, the starting quarterback, takes the snap. Moving to his left. Pressure comes from Studebaker, unloads the football and forces the errant throw. Andy Studebaker with his third up close and personal contact with Kevin Cobb.
And we keep repeating the same guys' names over and over again, making plays, putting pressure. You can see Andy drops back into coverage. They only rush 3, drop back into coverage, and he's really a spy. He's basically there if Cobb takes off and run, and that's exactly what he did. Once he took off and run, Andy went over there, was able to get a pretty good lick in him.
Kansas Speedway brings us the fourth quarter highlights. David Akers comes on for a field goal attempt of 27 yards. Good snap, good place, and the kick is also good. So with 14 minutes and 50 seconds to play, Kansas City with a 14-13 lead. Delivery of the game. You saw Matt Castle in the background. He's the man that delivered the delivery of the game to Dwayne Bowe.
Nice job by Matt getting the ball out of his hands quickly. Dwayne Bowe's had a good night. He's had a couple of catches. Got the big touchdown catch there. He's going to be somebody that they rely on heavily this season. Get some consistency out of him week in and week out.
Kickoff from Akers. McCluster back deep for Kansas City. Takes it right side of the field at the 3. Angling back towards the middle, looking for a seam. Across the 25, weaves his way outside and comes across the 35-yard line. Todd Haley with some applause as Lawrence makes the stop for Philadelphia. 33 yards on the return for Dexter McCluster.
33 yards on the return, but he ran about 100 yards when you think of how far across the field, number one, to get the ball and then to bring it all the way back. Nice job by his blockers setting up the crease, giving him a lane to run in.
Tyler Palko comes on at quarterback for Kansas City. Former Pittsburgh star. Hands off to Jackie Battle running the right side. So Matt Castle, 14 of 23, 85 yards and a touchdown, 1 interception in the ballgame. Keenan Clayton on the stop for Philadelphia. Battle picks up 2. It's 2nd and 8. As Jackie comes off. What have you liked about this kid Palko's game and what we've seen so far?
Well, I think he's really been able to get some good quality playing time with the injury to Brody Croyle in the first week. Tyler's had an opportunity to get some snaps. He's only going into his 2nd year in the league, but he's been on some practice squads. He's been on some different teams, so he brings some of that leadership with him that he's been around the game before. He's mobile. He can move around. He's done a good job spreading the ball around and finding some of his young receivers that he's paired with most of the time.
McCluster weaves his way to 7 yards, and the chains will come on to measure. First down, Kansas City. So Dexter McCluster and the Chiefs pick up a first down. 1st and 10 for the Chiefs at the 47. O'Connell stays in at tight end. Wigman's the center. Asamoah's in on the left side at left guard. Brandon Albert to left tackle. O'Connell tight to the left side. McCluster in the back of the eye. Takes a handoff running left. Gets a little seam. Bounces off of a tackler. First down inside the 40-yard line. Pickup of 15. Macho Harris on the stop.
Nice job by the offensive line. Good job by McCluster accelerating, bouncing off of players, keep his legs going, picking up a nice first down. It's interesting to see a lot of the starting offensive linemen are still in there. Brandon Albert, Barry Richardson started at right tackle tonight. Casey Wigman, who's in a battle with Rudy Neiswanger for the starting job. So some of these young players are getting a chance to play behind a pretty solid offensive line.
That offensive line controlling the line of scrimmage right now as McCluster picks up another 8 yards to Kansas Speedway. Brings us this replay.
We've talked about it a couple times tonight. Dexter's not afraid to lower his shoulder and try and push the pile.
Back to the offensive line. The importance of Barry Richardson being able to play both left tackle and right tackle. John Asamoah, the rookie from Illinois, the ability to play both right guard and left guard.
Those are guys we've talked to the Chiefs about, giving them the ability on game day when you're only allowed to dress 46 players off your 53-man roster. Finding guys that are able to play multiple spots gives them some freedom when you're declaring who your actives are going to be on game day.
Eric Moncour fights off of a Richardson block to tackle McCluster for a loss of 4. Under 12 to play here in Kansas City. 14-13, the Chiefs have the lead. Third and 6. Hocker tries to get it out to Lance Long on the left side and overthrows him on 3rd down. Bill Levy, the referee. So look at Todd Haley. Ball placed down at the 35-yard line. This would be a 52-yard attempt by Ryan Suckup, who in Atlanta, missed 2 from 53. His career long is 53 yards. That was a year ago. The place kicker from South Carolina. Chiefs take the delay of the game, give more room for Dustin Colquitt to work. Chad Hall comes on to field the punt for Philadelphia. Todd Haley talked about, you look back to a year ago, some games decided by as little as 3 or 4 plays. Look at a play just a moment ago where the Chiefs had some momentum. Moncour fights off of a block to stop McCluster and stop a Kansas City drive. The punt from Colquitt down inside the 15-yard line by Langford. We're back to Arrowhead after this. For the Kansas City Chiefs, and why are we looking at him? Because he delivered the Price Chopper sack of the game.
That's been the blitz of the day right there. DeMario has been able to put some pressure on. That's the first series of the game. DeMario comes in, is able to get the sack for the Price Chopper sack of the game.
Is that almost a tribute to Neil Smith, that little celebration afterwards, the little swing of the bat? That was
we're gonna have to
Nebraska
find out.
to Nebraska, perhaps. So Williams with a pair of sacks, Studebaker with 2. Mike Kafka, who played at Northwestern, in at quarterback. Deep handoff for Bell running. Martell Mallet is the ball carrier for Philadelphia, brought down at the 17 by Deion Gales and DeJuan Morgan.
I've just been impressed with the Chiefs defense and the attitude that they've brought tonight. We're seeing a lot more big hits. We're seeing a lot more aggressive style by the defense. We talked about the linebackers, the fact that they were players of the game. We've seen the safeties coming up and making hits. It's just been a much more aggressive defensive unit tonight.
So Scott and Mallet, the setbacks with Kafka, throws left side over Riley Cooper. And Ricky Price on the coverage.
And there was the blitz that DeMario's had some success with, the one that we just showed on his sack, except this time with Belcher in the game. He's the one that comes through that gap.
Belcher, who played so well in Tampa a week ago. So it's 3rd down from the 17 for the Eagles with less than 11 minutes to play. Kafka out of the shotgun. Pressure front side, tripped up and sacked. Sack number 5 goes to Deion Gales.
Deion Gales coming from the top of your screen, able to get in and get the quarterback's leg. What I like is the excitement that he shows afterwards. You know, a young player getting a chance to play in the 4th quarter of the 3rd preseason game, trying to make an impression on the coaching staff, trying to make an impression on Scott Pioli and his staff. It's good to see him get a little bit excited.
Deion Gales out of Troy. McCluster back deep. Waits the punt from Rocca, moving to his right. Takes it at the 47. And get around the first tackler. But into Eagles territory is where the Chiefs will have the football. Sponsored by Time Warner Cable. Speed, you must be talking about Dexter McCluster.
Talking to Scott Pioli over the course of the preseason games and training camp, talking about wanting to add overall team speed. Dexter McCluster is one of those guys. You can use him in the passing game, the return game, the running game, but he's just talking about overall team speed at a number of different positions. I think we've seen that tonight. There's been a lot of explosive plays by the defense. We touched on that in the last series. Offensively, we've had some explosive plays with the way they moved around. And special teams, there's been a lot of guys flying down. There's a lot of guys trying to make this team, and they're trying to make that impression on special teams and increasing the overall team speed.
10 or 12 teams now play a 3-4 in the NFL. Why? Because a move to the 3-4 brings in more linebackers, brings in more speed. Intended for Copper. Michael Coleman standing by on the Kansas City sideline.
That's right, guys. I just received word that Cameron Sheffield, he has a neck injury and he is still being evaluated. Of course, Cameron Sheffield, one more time, has a neck injury. He is still being evaluated. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Michael. You look at the offensive line. Jean-Pierre is on at center. Barry Richardson now has flopped from the right side to the left side. Asamoah at right guard. Colin Brown at right tackle. Jackie Battle running the right side. Forward progress to the Philadelphia 43.
Jackie Battle may not be one of those guys like a Dexter McCluster, Javier Arenas with that breakaway explosive speed, but every time he gets a chance, he's making plays. We've seen him on special teams. We see him there where there's not a lot of room, but he's able to make cuts, read the blocks, pick up yardage. He was last week the player that really stood out in that game against Tampa Bay. He just continues to make plays and continues to try and make an impression on this coaching staff.
Play clock down to 2. Palco takes the snap. Blitz comes. Gets it to Battle. Battle left side. Tackled from behind. Inside the 40 at the 39. It'll bring up a 4th down with 8:56 to play as Keenan Clayton runs down Jackie Battle. Chiefs would go for it on 4th down. O'Connell comes on. Cox comes on for Kansas City. 4th and 1 from just inside the 40. It is a long one as the Chiefs need to get to the 38. O'Connell and Moiaki line up on the right side of the formation. O'Connell in motion left. Cox in motion right. And a delay game.
Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
A couple of design movements to try and draw the team offsides. The Eagles didn't bite, and so Dustin Colquitt comes on to punt with 8:17 to play. Todd Haley's Chiefs leading 14-13.
Interesting little chess move by coach on that one. Andy Reid decides to decline the penalty and make it see if he can make it tougher on Dustin to drop it inside the 10.
Colquitt stands at his 46. Snap from Thomas Gafford. Colquitt hangs it up, and Jeremy Horn down to cover it inside the 5. The kid from UMass down to cover it. Jeremy Horn. Seven minutes and 54 seconds to play. Timeout on the field here in Kansas City. 14-13 is the Chiefs' advantage.
During the kick, illegal block in the back. Number 48, receiving team. Half the distance to the goal. 1st down. Timeout.
14-13. Kansas City leads as you look at Jeremy Horn on the sideline. Trying to make its presence felt as Philadelphia takes over at its 2-yard line.
It'd be nice to get one of those sacks for a safety right here.
Wouldn't it indeed?
We've been able to put a lot of pressure on the quarterback tonight.
That's what she's thinking. She wants the sack. Backfield in the eye behind Kafka. 1st and 10 from the 2. Deep handoff. Arrington, the ball carrier. Jackie Bates on the stop. Former Penn State star picks up 6 on the play. I see somebody wearing a Trent Green jersey down there. Little guy right in front of us.
There's a few of them sprinkled around still.
Play action fake. Kafka out of the backfield off the hands of Scott, the fullback, the intended target. They'll bring up a third down and 4 yards to go with 7:17 to play. 14-13 Kansas City.
A stop here would be big from a field position standpoint, because you're making your punter punt out of the end zone. You know you're going to get the ball around midfield, and if you can set up a return, even get it down further.
Crowd on its feet here at newly renovated Arrowhead Stadium. Hank Baskett goes in motion. Play action fake. Pressure comes from Walters out of the backfield. Ball juggled by Scott. Picks up the first down though. Beyond the 15 out to the 16 as David Herron makes the stop. As we take another peek at this one. Pickup of 7 on the play.
The Chiefs go back to that linebacker blitz. Not able to. The Eagles were ready for it that time. Were able to pick up the blitz from the linebacker. Give Kafka time to step up in the pocket, hit his check down for the first down.
J.J. Arrington was that check down. Kafka again. Throws to Riley Cooper here on the near sideline. Jackie Bates on the coverage. Cooper played at Florida. Was the roommate of one Tim Tebow. So out to the 27 for a first down. Deep handoff Arrington. Little gain as Andy Studebaker makes the stop for Kansas City. David Herron with a little surge to help foil that play. Pickup of 1 is 2nd and 9.
David Herron is the one that makes that play. He pushes the pile back in there, gives the running back no room to run, knocks him off his feet by disrupting the back in the backfield.
Arrington and Scott are split behind Mike Kafka. Straight drop. Little confusion. Kafka threw it to the sideline. Arrington was underneath the play. Cooper was about 15 yards down the sideline.
That was a huge miscommunication. That wasn't even close. We started looking around like, who was he throwing that to?
Riley was not on the same page with the quarterback. So a chance for the Chiefs to get out of the drive. 5.5 to play here at Arrowhead. Kansas City leading 14-13. Kafka out of the shotgun. Pressure from Walters. Throws it to Scott, the fullback. Studebaker awaits him. Flag on the play as Andy makes the play on 3rd down. Bill Levy is the referee, holding against Philadelphia.
Penalties decline. 4th down.
So the Chiefs will get the football back with just over 5 minutes to play, leading 14-13. And Andy Studebaker has had quite a game, has he not?
All these linebackers have stepped up and played very well, but Andy's been making plays all over the field. It's nice to see. We've been talking about him the last couple of weeks, how he really came into training camp, transformed his body, and has really made an impression with his play.
And who began his career with these Philadelphia Eagles. So a little more incentive for the former star at Wheaton College. McCluster. On the return, trying to come all the way back, now weaves his way towards the middle of the field across the 25 to the 28-yard line. That's where the Chiefs will take over as Collins makes the stop for Philadelphia. Still time to get your 2010 Chiefs season tickets. Great locations available with tickets starting at $250 each. Get tickets to all 10 home games, including Monday Night Football, the debut of Arrowhead. Also rivalry games against the Raiders and Broncos. To purchase your season tickets, visit KCChiefs.com or call 888-99-CHIEFS. Dukeway in at right tackle. Asamoah at right guard. Jean-Pierre's the center. Santucci in at left guard. Richardson at left tackle. Toss play for Battle in the backfield. Flag on the play is a trip against Philadelphia.
even though that wasn't an intended trip, that's going to be the call.
Moses Foucault, I believe, is the
It's the defense. 10-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Take another peek. So Fuku was the whistled eagle. Guilty of the trip.
With the game clock, operator put 4:45 on the game clock.
2 seconds will be added per the request of Bill Levy. There's just a timeout on the field. 30-second timeout taken by Kansas City. Tyler Palko comes over to the sideline.
Thank you.
Eagles take the 30. Forgive me. .445 to play. Trent Green. Todd Haley's team leading by 1.
This is one of those game management things that you work on as a football team. Everybody knows about the 2-minute drill and trying to get down and get points at the end of the half, try and get points at the end of the game in a 2-minute drill. There's also a part of the game called the 4-minute drill that teams like to work on, and that's when you're in a situation like this with the lead. You need to get first downs. Your goal is to get first downs. You're not necessarily trying to go down and score. You're trying to use up the clock, force the other team to use turnover or use timeouts, but mainly to try and not give the ball back to the other team.
Backfield in the eye. Battle running left. Gets a seam into the secondary. Breaks a tackle at the 45. Spinning across midfield. Moves the pile to the 45-yard line of Philadelphia.
And there's a veteran player that is aware of the game clock, understands the 4-minute drill. He has a chance to break this. Once he gets through the line, great blocking there by the offensive line. Great job, great block by Mike Cox. Instead of going to the outside and potentially running out of bounds or getting knocked out of bounds to stop the clock, he turns it back inside.
Put 4:34 on the game clock. 4:34.
Philadelphia takes another timeout. Jackie Battle out of Houston. Strong running. Pickup of 22 on that play. In his third camp with the Chiefs. 6'2", 238-pound tailback.
Good job by Jackie once again, understanding the 4 minutes. You're trying to use up the clock. You're trying to force the other team to use their timeouts. But don't get me wrong, I said you're not trying to score. If Jackie had taken that to the house, you're not gonna tell him to take a knee. You're gonna tell him to go in with that much time left. But it's understanding the clock, understanding the game management. That's something that teams are talking about all the time.
So the Chiefs have it 1st and 10 at the Eagles 45, leading 14-13 with less than 5 minutes to play. Cox and Battle, the running back tandem. Moeaki and O'Connell, the tight ends. Copper splint to the top of the screen as Battle takes it again. Navigates his way for another 5 yards, it appears. Forward progress actually going to be stopped just shy of the 40-yard line as Philadelphia takes another timeout with 4:26 to play. The play of the game is brought to you by Palermo's, and it came from the Chiefs defense. Kendrick Lewis with the interception.
It all started with the pressure that the front four and the linebackers were able to put on Kevin Cobb, making him slide in the pocket, making him try and buy time, and forcing him in to throwing a jump ball down the field. Kendrick Lewis does a great job with the interception, returning the ball down to around the 25, putting the Chiefs offense in great position to get a touchdown.
28-yard return set up the Thomas Jones touchdown run of the 11 yards that gave Kansas City the lead. 2nd and 6 for the Chiefs from the 41. Jackie Battle angling right, breaks a tackle, picks up the first down. Good hard running to the 33 as Mike Cox lost his helmet, leading the way for Jackie Battle.
And the thing that's been even more impressive about this drive is the Eagles know exactly what the Chiefs are trying to do. They're getting first downs. They force the Eagles to use up all 3 of their timeouts. Now with another first down, you get the clock winding. which I don't know why the clock's not winding. That's what Todd Haley wants to understand. That's why he's stopping the officials right now to figure out why the clock has stopped. But the thing that's impressed me is the offensive line of the Chiefs. The Eagles know what's coming, and they're able to push the pile. Jackie Battle's been able to get 4, 5, 6 yards of crack.
Todd Haley visiting with Bill Levy. First and 10 for Kansas City from the Philadelphia 33.
I guess we won't find out why the clock's not running, because that was a run right up the middle.
Battle trying to angle right, spins back towards the middle of the field as he's met by a couple of defenders as the clock runs as we approach the 4-minute mark. Cuckoo on the stop, and Macho Harris.
Now we see the clock winding down, and Tyler Palko is not going to even break this huddle until it gets down to about 10 seconds on the play clock, as you want to use up as much time as you can.
O'Connell tight to the right, Moeaki tight left, backfield in the eye on a 2nd and 8. Battle running right inside the 30-yard line to the 29. Moncour on the stop. Jeremy Urban comes on for Kansas City, replacing Terrence Copper. Urban, who played at Trinity in San Antonio. The offset eye on 3rd down and 5 to go. Cox comes in motion. Battle takes a handoff running right, looking for a block. Brought down close to the 25-yard line. Ryan Suckup onto the field. Now steps back on the sideline. We will approach the 2-minute warning here with 2:33 to play. The clock continues to run. Play clock is at 20. Tyler Palko visiting with Bill Levy, explaining to the referee exactly what they're going to do. Allow the play clock to run down, then take the timeout. Look at the two of those having a nice little conversation. 2 seconds to go on the play clock, and with one, Tyler Palko takes the timeout. With 2:09 to go, Chiefs take their first timeout, and on comes Ryan Suckup in the field goal unit. Chiefs will be back in action here at Arrowhead Thursday evening against the Green Bay Packers. 7 o'clock is the kickoff, our final broadcast here on the Chiefs television network.
And if you don't have tickets for the opener against San Diego, next week would be a great chance to come out and check out the new Arrowhead. One of the things we've talked about, a lot of the different amenities and different things that have gone on. The thing I've been amazed with so far tonight,
video boards.
The video boards, these scoreboards, and how clear these high definition pictures that are on both scoreboards. It's really amazing.
Denny Thum, the longtime president, was telling us about the resolution of these screens now, which I had no idea. I just know they're pretty cool.
That's right.
The field goal attempt from Ryan Suckup is good, and Kansas City extends the advantage to 17-13 with 2:04 to play. Dukeway comes off. Crowd on its feet. Kansas Speedway with the replay of Ryan Suckup connecting again. Out of the hole to Dustin Colquitt. Ryan now 4 of 5 or 4 of 6 during the preseason.
He's going to spoil us real quick. If you go back to last season, the type of year that he had, great rookie campaign, great season, whether you're a rookie or not. He's picked up right where he's left off. Does a good job on his kickoffs as well. He's going to spoil us real quick.
Chiefs go 47 yards in 8 plays. A 43-yard field goal by Ryan Suckup, which is his longest of the preseason. gives Kansas City the 4-point advantage with just over 2 minutes to play. Mallett is back deep.
The Eagles are going to be out of timeouts when they get the ball back. It will stop for the 2-minute warning, but the Chiefs did such a good job of utilizing the field position, getting first downs, forcing the Eagles to use up all their timeouts. And then with Succop's kick, now they need to get a touchdown as opposed to just getting a field goal. Good job by the Chiefs offense in that last series.
Ryan Succop kicks the football. Mallett takes it at the 4 on the left side of the field. Mallett hit by Greenwood. Corey Greenwood with the stop on special teams. 2 minutes to play. The Chiefs have a 4-point lead here at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Trying to protect a 4-point advantage with less than 2 minutes to play. The executive producer of tonight's game is Dale Jacobson. Our game was produced by Curtis Lorenz and directed by John Claybrook. And boy, it's great to be here at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City and working with this talented crew from Metro Sports. Over the middle, ball incomplete. With 1:35 to go is Kappa. Kapka can't hook up with Kelly Washington, the veteran from Tennessee.
This will really be our first time we've been able to see Romeo Crennel's approach to 2-minute defense with a lead. How he's going to call coverages, how he's going to call blitzes. This is our first chance to see this.
Kapka moving right, throws it underneath. Hank Baskett gets out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Among the crowd of 64,000 on hand, young Nico Barnes and his teammates in Columbia, Missouri came up to watch the Chiefs play tonight. We saw a bunch of Little League football players running around here before the game.
Chiefs do a great job of communicating with the young teams around the area, getting them to come out for the preseason games. I know they do that all preseason. Next week there'll be teams as well on Thursday night.
Kapka running right. Now tucks it, steps out of bounds at the 39-yard line. Forward progress to the 40 is Jackie Bates. Runs him out of bounds. And Donald Washington in the areas. The Chiefs got some pressure on Kapka.
Good coverage down the field. Forcing him to tuck the ball, try and get out of bounds and stop the clock, but great coverage by the Chiefs down the field, not giving him anywhere to throw.
1:23 to play. 17-13 Kansas City. Kapka over the middle. Harbor, the tight end out of Missouri State, with the reception, his first of the night. Washington on the stop. Clay Harbor is a rookie at 6'3" and 252. 1st and 10. Kapka gets Harbor again. Brought down at the 39 of Kansas City with 55 seconds to play. Jackie Bates on the stop. Clock running. Philly out of timeouts. Less than 50 seconds to play. The crowd at Arrowhead comes to its feet. Kapka takes the snap, pumps, throws. Kelly Washington makes the reception at the 17 and then takes a shot from DeJuan Morgan, and a flag comes in.
That could be a personal foul because of the point of emphasis. You and I talked about this at the start of the preseason. One of the points of emphasis for the officials in the rules committee is being able to protect defenseless players, not just protecting defenseless quarterbacks, but protecting defenseless players, whether they're wide receivers, return guys, someone after an interception, a tight end down the middle of the field. They really want to protect players' heads from those types of hits.
For a personal foul launching into the receiver.
So the question was, the key was launching. He led with the shoulder instead of the helmet. If it would have been with the helmet, it would have been the 15-yard penalty for unnecessary roughness.
If it would have been with the helmet, or if he had hit him in the helmet, even if he had hit him in the helmet with his shoulder, that would have been a penalty. But because it was low enough and he led with his shoulder, that's why they waved it off.
Clock runs, less than 30 to play. Kafka pumps now, fires, seam pattern, caught by Riley Cooper for the touchdown with 23 seconds to play. Kafka throws a strike to Riley Cooper.
You'll see Kafka, he does a quick pump fake to keep the safety in the middle of the field and then fires it to the outside, just out the outstretched hand. But that's one of those techniques you teach your quarterback. He did the same exact thing down the right side to Kelly Washington. You come back, you do a quick pump fake down the middle to freeze that safety so you can hit that crease on the outside.
So Langford coming into the picture. Akers on for the point after out of the hold of Rocca. Splits the uprights. 23 seconds to play. Kansas City trails 20-17. 8 plays, 80 yards, 141. The 18-yard touchdown pass from Kafka. So he talks to Morty Morningwig, the offensive coordinator across the way.
And that's
Riley Cooper.
And that's exactly what the two of them were talking about. You could see just in their body language in their conversation that he was saying, you know, you try and pump the guy on the inside and get the guy on the outside. Where the safety has to learn is that your linebackers, because of the 2-minute prevent situation, your linebackers have to get depth and help you with the middle of the field coverage, because you're on an island back there, whether you break on the tight end or you break on the outside receiver. And Kafka did it 2 plays in a row where he pumped in and threw to the outside. But that's where those young safeties will learn. This is all a learning process, and it is the preseason, and you're trying to get your guys ready for the regular season. So that's a coaching point that I'm sure Romeo Crennel and his staff on the defensive side of the ball will bring up to those young safeties.
Steve Hoffman, the Chiefs special teams coach, a veteran, talking to the return team. 23 seconds to play. Kansas City's got 2 timeouts to go. 2 timeouts left. Dexter McCluster back deep for the Chiefs. David Akers to kick it off. Akers is not going to give McCluster a chance. Yes, he is. McCluster takes it at the 4. Angling to the middle of the field. Looking for a seam. Now reverses angle to the right side. Trying to outrun a defender. Cuts it inside at the 35. Across the 40. Brought down at the 41 with 12 seconds to play. A return of 37. Clay Harbor on the stop.
Nice job by the return unit. Getting their blocks, sustaining their blocks. And when Dexter gets that collision, they think they have him trapped in, but with that speed, he's able to get around to the outside. The good thing for the Chiefs is they still have some timeouts in their pocket.
Bounced off the back of Corey Greenwood and just reverse field and sprinted to the opposite side. So Tyler Palko sends Urban to the top of your screen. Moiaki along with Copper and Horn to the bottom. Takes the snap. Throws left sideline. Horn can't make the reception, is stepping in front to deflect the ball away for Philadelphia. Was Trevor Lindley. 5 seconds to go.
And really, the Chiefs come out and try and do the same exact thing that Philadelphia did by hitting that with the double deep safety in the corner, trailing the receiver, trying to hit that crease or that hole on the sideline between the safety and the corner. Just Tyler didn't get the ball up enough to where Jeremy could make a play on it.
Going to add a second, make it 6 seconds. Chiefs break the huddle. Horn is to the top of your screen. Moiaki, Lance Long, and Copper to the bottom. 6 seconds to play. 20-17 in favor of Philadelphia. Pressure. Paco steps up. Heaves it left side. Intended for Long. Makes the reception at the 19. The time expires. And the Eagles with a late touchdown. From Kafka to Riley Cooper. Pick up the win. 20-17. The final score is Todd Haley and the Chiefs fall to 0-3 in the preseason. As you take a look at Andy Reid, His team now 2-1.
On behalf of the entire Chiefs organization, thank you for attending tonight's game.
Not the way you want this thing to end, obviously, with the Eagles coming down and scoring at the end, but I think there's a lot of positive things we could take out of this game. I think early on, Matt Castle had some struggles. He got into a rhythm, really got going on a couple of those drives. We saw the big interception by Kendrick Lewis coming down and setting up the touchdown run that Thomas Jones was able to have. We talked about the linebacker play, the way we were able to put pressure on the quarterback. We were all over Kevin Cobb all night long. So there's a lot of real positives that came out of this game. And I think that's what you got to try and build on for next week, and not only next week, but going into that opener against San Diego.
This stage of the game, you're looking for positives. You're also looking for coaching moments. And once again, as we saw in the first 2 preseason games, turnovers influenced the outcome of this game.
They did. They played a big part of it. Number one, you have the turnovers that you're giving the other team great field position to try and convert and get points in the end zone like the Eagles did early in the first quarter. But also you're losing momentum as an offensive team. You don't ever get into that rhythm when you're continually trying to come from behind. So they've got to get off to faster starts, and I'm sure that's going to be something that's emphasized this week from Coach Haley.
Michael Coleman down on the Chiefs sideline.
Hey guys, what I will take away from this, the Chiefs were down 10-0 and they found a way to storm back and put some points on the board to take the lead. And there were 2 key plays of which Dexter McCluster had plays called back because of penalties, so that kind of stood out as well. And if you recall earlier in the week, Coach Todd Haley said every play is critical, especially when a penalty will bring that play back, so that kind of stood out as well. As for defense, Andy Studebaker was all over the field. He and Demario Williams, I think, raised their stock. Of course, this cut-down day, the first cut-down day is in a few days. I think some guys will be surprised that who thought they weren't going to be around. I think after their performance, they'll find out they'll be around for at least another week, guys.
All right, Michael, thank you. We delivered the players of the game earlier in the third quarter, and it was the Chiefs linebackers. Andy Studebaker, as you see, talking to one of the Eagles players. A couple of sacks in the ball game. Demario Williams, a couple of sacks. Von Belcher, a big play there. Just that play alone illustrates the development in Andy Studebaker, not only as a football player, but just physically, his strength now.
And the way he was able to come around the edge, keep his balance. He went down to one knee, never gave up. And there's Demario Williams on another sack. Just great play by the linebackers for the Chiefs tonight.
Chiefs lose it 20-17 here at Arrowhead Stadium. More than 64,000 fans on hand to watch the Chiefs' first exhibition game here at the newly renovated Arrowhead Stadium. We're going to take a break. More postgame coverage after this.